Hello. I've been watching people play this for a while, and then I've decided that I want to play this. And I'm not clicking my thing. Okay. I started one because I want to do a randomized playthrough because I just want random Pokemon. So you have to start a new game, and then you can pick it on your next one. So we're gonna do randomized. I don't know, let's be 15, because you can only be up to 17. It's just like, fuck you for being too old. I'm not gonna change the city or anything. No, I can't. Okay. It would surprise you to know this game is not maybe the best made. Yes. So randomizer settings, Pokemon, on wild Pokemon, randomizes the encounters in each route individually, global. Randomize Pokemon using a one-to-one mapping of the Pokedex. So like a place that you would get an Electrode, you would always have Electrodes, I guess? I don't know. We're not doing custom sprites only. I would like to see custom sprites, but we're not going to make it only. Yes, randomize the starters. Randomize static encounter. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, including legendaries. Gift, yeah. Fuse everything. Include fuse Pokemon in the randomized pool for wild Pokemon, yes. I just don't know if it's global or area. Each round individually. Pokemon. We'll do that one. Pokemon NPC trainers on. Oh. I don't need custom sprites only. Gym trainers. Limit gym trainers to a single type. On. Shuffle the gym types. Yes. Re-randomize each battle. Gym trainers and leaders have a new team each try instead of keeping the same one. No. I don't want to randomize items, actually. Or do I? I don't think I do. I don't think I want to randomize items, actually. So, wait. Balanced, moderate, insane, custom. More info. Pokemon get shuffled according to their base stats. The lower the degree, the more Pokemon will be replaced with other Pokemon with around the same stats. The higher it is, the more they get randomized into anything. How about moderate? Oh, what about one moderate? Yeah, sure. And shut up for a second, because that makes a lot of noise, so I will mute it. Oh dear lord, I don't know why it decides to make that noise. That's what I know from other playthroughs, is that it does that, so you don't really want that. My mouth hurts a little bit. I think there's a tooth that's hurt. I've been drinking too much Dr. Pepper, and it's not the greatest. All Pokemon have been shuffled. Trainers have been shuffled. How about normal? Sure. Yes. No? Sure is music. The new product that revolutionized Pokemon battling. DNA splicers. The revolutionary new device extracts the DNA of two Pokemon and combines them in an entirely new species. Select any two Pokemon, use your DNA splicers on them, and just watch the magic happen before your eyes. Blah. These Pokemon can learn moves from both halves, which gives them an edge over regular Pokemon. And you can now try it on your very own Pokemon. DNA splicers now available for purchase at every Pokemart. Yeah, not actually very good Pokemon trainer. Not actually very good at Pokemon. Here. I got mail! Can I not run yet? No, okay. potion. What's wrong with my bitrate? Sure is something. Hello, see letter fuse for Pokemon League. Open it. Please announce that your Pokemon League application has been accepted. You are hereby recognized as an official Pokemon trainer. Earn badges to take part in Pokemon League Challenge. You will find your trainer card attached to this letter. Wish you best of luck. Pokemon League admission board. Yep. That's amazing. So proud of you. That boy receiving his first Pokemon today as well. I overheard Professor Oak talking about it. Hello, Catherine. How are you? What's that name that everyone calls him again? Oh yeah, what's the rival's nickname? I don't have like a rival? It doesn't feel right naming him after my- I'm trying to remember what I named my rivals, but I don't remember any of the names of my rivals, so I didn't care much about them. We'll do that. Holding on here and like, oh, have fun in your adventure. Is this my brother? Hello. It's awesome that you're finally becoming a trainer, sis. Oh, thanks. Press X or set the auto run in the option menu. Oh. Press X? Okay. Or set the auto run option in the menu. Oh, okay. Why are you so loud? Stop being so loud. You're an official trainer. You're not aligned on the same space as me. Assume they had higher standards. We don't have any Pokemon left yet. What are the standards? Viridian City to run an errand, but tell me away from the lab. See ya! What was I gonna do? I was gonna... Right, you have to press B to go to the options, which is weird. Running, yes. I mean, I didn't think so, but I was gonna check anyways. Hello! Ow, my nose itches. Stop using the time. They're hostile Pokemon that way. It's dangerous to go with a Pokemon. First Pokemon today? Come on. You set out on your journey? Grab Pokemon off the table. No. No. Yeah. My orb. I will have you, my orb. No. Choose my orb, huh? I'll take... You took something. That's a custom spray, right? Just trying to make sure. Fucking Sicey. I can't see. I can't see it. Alright, right, this isn't Pokemon Scarlet where I can actually, like, look at what I'm doing it. Well, I know you're a water type, but I'm also a water type. This is unfortunate. I don't know what these moves do. I've got spoiled by, other games telling you what they do. What's Sonic Boom? Oh, that does damage. Water gun. I see. Not very effective. Just looking. What's water sport again? Alright, that's the status move, so I don't give a shit. Sonic Boom's nice, though. Eerie Impulse. What is Eerie Impulse? User generates an eerie impulse, harshly lowers the target's special attack. I have a feeling. Always inflicts 20 damage. Oh. Why is it question mark, question mark? Well, whatever. Tail up. Bubble, isn't Bubble better than 40? 40. Also may lower the target speed stat. So it's just a better water gun? Oh, one was probably special, one was probably physical, and I didn't pay attention to that. You're so loud. I wish I could put you on the other fucking mixer, but you won't let me. Pokemon's completely worthless. Why? Parcel of Viridian City. Yep. Sure. Thanks. I can just rename him. That's funny. That's funny. He doesn't have a room. I mean, I know I only have a room compared to my sibling, but you know. B. God, B being the fucking thing throws me off. I'll have to actually encounter Pokemon for once instead of just trying to do stuff. I mean, beep beep. Beep beep. I guess at this level, Sonic Boom's great. Thanks. If I remember correctly, the encounter rate on this is ridiculously high. Manwick. Okay. That's weird. I don't like that. Oops. I guess that's not guaranteed accuracy, huh? Oh. Why did that take so long? Last Mimi, Crab Skull. I mean, okay. Isn't that all his Pokemon? What was it taken? Let's stat down. Right. Oh, it doesn't affect it. Oh, because it's normal. Right. This is gonna be difficult for me. Oh no, this is gonna be difficult for me. I fucked around too much. Can you use something else? Can you use not that? Okay, no, use that, that's fine. Oh yeah, you are a Krabby, aren't you? Spark, what's Spark do? Sure. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the next town. Can't really avoid the tall grass. Manwick! Oops, I keep forgetting I can miss. I just get EXP at the same time. I forget what this music is sometimes. Professor Oak. Oak parcel. Cool. Free DNA splicers. Yay! I don't have any Pokemon. Can you get away from me, dude? Oh, right. I can't buy anything until, you know, I'm actually allowed to do so, I guess. You get something at some point in time that shows you all the different spawns in that location. I'm tired of Manwick. I won't say bye though. What's Bubble? Are you fire type? Yes, correct, you are. Thank you. Oh, kill. Pokedex, thanks. A 175,000 species of Pokemon next Pokemon Fusion, so I cannot possibly expect you to complete it. But you should try. A lot of fucking Pokemon. So I guess a Litwick would be nice to catch. Manwick. There are HMs in this game, so like Bidoof is actually kind of good. All I see Manwick and BP. There's a Pokeball ball there I didn't pay attention to. I guess I'll just throw the Pokeball. I love that I can't fucking see my Pokemon. No one caught it, that's rude. Yippee! With nerves and the worm mouse Pokemon, with nerves of steel, nothing can perturb it. It releases a terribly strong odor from its antennas. Oh, I didn't want to. No, okay, I guess I'm gonna name you E. I'd rather have not named you, but I can't fucking press A too much. Oh, I thought I was gonna do more. Oh, I guess it's higher level or something. Oh yeah, there's like not experience share in this game. Ugh! Everyone else is using ROM hacks where they don't have all the other stuff, and I'm just like, no, but all my quality of life improvements. Can't do this to me. Having to switch and do stuff like that. I guess I should try and get something else in here. Manwick, baby. Yeah. Hey, dude. I think I can't bubble you. Oh, you have to press that to get out of it? Weird. Okay. Can you not? What can I do? Spark? Yes! The answer is yes, I can do Spark. I don't think a static did, though. Pop, pop. Manwick. Oh, I'd like to give Manwick a name. Can't unlucky Pokemon. When it starts shaking and its nasal breathing turns rough, it's a sure sign of anger. This Pokemon takes lost children by the hand to guide them to the spirit. Guide them to the spirit something. Actually, like, look at my Pokemon and see what the moves do and stuff. Let's see. My orb, water electric, thick fat, ups resistance to fire type and ice moves. Okay, that's good. Butter, bubble, spark, sonic boom, water sport, string shot, tackle, growl, of course. Shield dust blocks the added effects of attacks taken. Oh. Flash fire, yep. But it has no fire moves currently. Okay. I guess I probably shouldn't, like, spend too much on the... There's only 2 Pokemon I've seen there, but there should be more, right? Magna Inch. No. Magnezone and Trapinch. Prevents other Pokemon from a lowering attack stat. Sure is a lot of attacks that aren't much of anything. I don't know if I care. Pokemon League to test my abilities. I feel like this is a little bit too early to do that. Oh, I have to surf. Okay. Gym next door is always locked. No. Oh, okay then. Oh. The one without 8 badges. Yep. I should get Grandpa to go home. He's doing much better now. He was drunk. One who came up with Nidoran's nickname. The name could be better, but it grew on me. Nidoran? Nidoran? Terrible headache. Clever nicknames can be challenging. I'm not gonna nickname. Out of town. Hi, Wavy. It's been a bit. What the fuck? Remo 2? Shouldn't do a lot of damage, which is good. Should one more and it should be okay. I think, maybe. I fucked up. I killed it. That's probably okay. How are you doing, Wavy? Oh, Bippy, I already have you. Slow. That was the rare spawn, wasn't it? The thing I just killed. Yeah, I'm happy to see you too. There we go, there's Remo 2. Well, that just destroys it. Okay, cool. Good to know. I'll maybe get that later. What's up? Yeah, no thank you. I don't want it. Oh, that was a Pokemon. Parapini. I don't want to do a lot of damage. Dry skin. Oh. This doesn't do anything, huh? Alright. I guess I need to start doing the Switch style, but I play the game normally, switch style to get everything else leveled up. That's kind of cheating if they just respawn like that. Look at my cool bug Pokemon. I have a feeling they're not going to be bug Pokemon. Grabuna. It is bug Pokemon. Huh. Pardon? Well, that's unfortunate for you. Ow, ow, itch, 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 itch. Ah. I don't want to learn defense either. No. A Fletch Fairy. Okay. Alright. How about you die? Right, you're not fire type yet. I think maybe you're not a fire type yet. Azubuff. Oh, I didn't do that. Azurill. Oh! Look at the baby! Look at the baby! Oh. Baby! Oh, it's Pokemon as well. Okay. Oh, Dancy. Let me look at that emo. Oh, I see. Very nice, Dancy. Survive. Nope. I don't want you anyways. I don't want rollout. I don't want rollout. Why did I learn it twice? Berry. What? Okay. There's stuff happening there that I don't want to look at. I don't have cut for that one. It's you. You're back. I keep thinking they'll actually be items and they're not. And if you leveled up enough, that bubble will do. Alright, one more. Try and catch it. Nope. Bag. Ow. Oh, my nose itches so bad. Ugh. I drained myself in terms of like, I wanted to play really badly and then I got super tired. Ugh. Gotta do one more Pokeball. I got really tired all of a sudden. I tried to play at a different time when I really wanted to and then my brain's dying already. I caught it though. Alright, I got things working at least. There's that. Oh. Crap. Yeah. Oh, my nose is itching so bad. And I got really upset earlier. So this is a bum stream. A bum. It's messed up. But I'll try to stream this tomorrow, though. So I didn't make it, but it's okay.